Oh my god. What's that freaking word? Oh my goodness. Damn it! I don't remember what the word is. Oh, this video's starting out great.
Good morning, by the way, or good afternoon. Spread out of control, but like us, have been incredibly disciplined.
Disciplined! Oh my god, disciplined. The word disciplined. I cannot believe. What's up everybody, Travis here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 most inspirational drummers. Now, all these drummers on this list have inspired me in some way, and really, without these guys, I wouldn't be playing drums the way that I do today. You know, all these guys I have watched tons and tons of videos of, and I've even been fortunate to tour with some of them. It's not just, you know, their playing style that's really inspired me, but it's also some of their philosophies and the way that they, you know, go about drumming and kind of how they practice their craft that really inspire me as well. So we're going to be talking about all that stuff in this video, and if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and down in the comments below, let me know what inspires you. Enough about me talking about all this, you know, let me get into this list and tell you guys what inspires me. So kicking this list off is Jared Easterling of Fit for a King. Now, if you guys are a fan of the band, you know that this dude is an absolute shredder behind the kit. If it's not his feet, it's his hands, and just craziness all over the board. This guy can do it all, and I love that about him. But the thing that really draws me to Jared Easterling is how aggressive his drumming is. No matter what, even if you're watching his videos on YouTube or Instagram, where he's like playing to the office or anything like that, you know it's Jared. You know, like, those are one of those guys where I don't even have to hear, you know, the guitars or the vocalists. If I hear his drumming, I know it's him. He has really found his voice. He's really found, you know, what makes him him, and he's really honing in on his craft. You know, I can see the growth in him. I can see, you know, the stuff that he's doing and how he's just flourished into this even bigger drummer than he already is. I've been fortunate enough to tour with Jared and be his tech, and you know, day in, day out, I would watch him play, and I was just constantly inspired, and I wanted to play even more. I was able to pick his brain and kind of see like how he approached drumming and how he approached writing. And this is before they even started writing the new CD, and I had asked him, I'm like, dude, how do you go about writing your parts? And he's like, bro, let me tell you, I just want it to be, you know, memorable. I want to be where people hear it and they're like, dang, did you hear that song with that part? Go back, that's sick. Did you hear that drum? He's like, I want to excite people. I want people to remember, you know, what I did in that song. And that had really sat with me, and I was like, that's the way I want to write every single Red Keep song. I want to write it to where when I write my parts, they're going to be remembered. And, you know, that's my mentality every time I approach drums on all these new songs. So, you know, not only is his style, you know, like how he transitions between the snares with the 16 notes and all that stuff really inspired me, but it's also his philosophy that's really inspired me. And actually, I would say that that's been my biggest inspiration, is kind of, you know, that sentence, you know, what he told me, like, just make it memorable. If you guys haven't checked out Jared, check out all Fit for King's music. Specifically, check out Tower of Pain and Dead Memory. I feel like those songs really encompass Jared really, really, really well, and just, you know, just kind of shows everything that he's capable of doing and then some. And I can only imagine on the next CD what he's going to be doing. So Jared, love you, bud. Check him out. So next up on the list is another loyal to the craft alumni, and that's Frank Zumo of Sum 41. Now, when I think of Frank, I think of professionalism, because he is the definition of it. I was amazed by how much this guy works. You know, he's not in the place that he is just by being a good drummer. He's also the hardest worker in the room 99% of the time. You know, Frank is constantly thinking of crazy ideas and is really imaginative, and he's really just trying to go bigger and harder every single time. I really love that about him. And that's something that really inspires me every time, you know, we put out a release or I do anything drum related. You know, Frank has been the guy that's really shown me a lot of first, you know. I had never flown, I had never tech for a big drummer, I had no idea what an emo night was, I had no idea in any of these things. Oysters? Who has oysters? I never had them. When I was out on tour with Frank, you know, these are all things that I experienced with him, and I just love that he was so welcoming and so open to everything. And I don't know, just, you know, if I was ever at his level, that's the way I would want to be. And I love that. You know, Frank has constantly just been there whenever I got stuck on a song and I needed help, or if I just, you know, needed to talk with them and just to chat and be like, hey dude, I don't know what to do with this. Like, what do I do with this, you know, music, you know, choice, or blah, 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 blah. And he'd always give me his honest opinion, and I love that about him. not only is his drumming really, really influential in my playing, but just the way he handles everything outside of it. You know, he's a hard worker, he's a great person, great father, he's really, really healthy, he takes care of himself, he's always warming up, and you know, after he's done playing, he's taking care of his arms by icing them, and you know, just the stuff that he does is really inspirational, because I would have never thought to do that. And by seeing how he's able to play with the tenacity that he plays, you know, an hour and a half each night, if not longer, you know, with, you know, Sum 41 or with Keizo or Corella, like, he's constantly bringing that power. And let me tell you, the dude is the hardest hitter ever. He's able to do it because of how he takes care of himself. So that's something that really inspires me, and I kind of strive to do every time that I'm out on the road and anytime I'm trying to play. So Frank, thank you for that, and just for being the man. So next up is young Fuego, Tino Arteaga. Now Tino is one of my biggest inspirations, and he was the first drummer to really break me into this like post-hardcore, metalcore kind of genre of drumming. You know, I remember hearing Second and Sebring and then watching Ohio's on Fire. You know, I remember watching that and I was just thinking to myself, like, this guy is a beast and I really want to play like him. And, you know, my old band was able to play a bunch of shows with my cement, so I got to record a lot of videos on my phone, which I wish I could find those videos. But, yeah, like, I would watch him and I'm just like, that is so sick. And all his bells and, like, all the stuff that he would do had such a swag to him, and, like, I don't know, it was so cool. And I remember, like, after I watched him, I went and bought like 3 bells, and I just remember having the one on the hi-hat like how he has, and that's like his thing. And I was like, this is so sick, I could do this and all this, I could be like Tino here. And that has never gone away. Like, you know, whenever I'm thinking of a part, I always will think of like, what would Tino do here? And I would try it out. And you know, that's why I'm able to do what I'm able to do, is because Tino helps me get through these crazy writing blocks that I get sometimes, and I wouldn't be able to do it without him. So definitely check out Tino, check out My Cement, and you will not regret checking those guys out. So if you guys haven't been able to tell, the Loyal to the Craft tours are really inspiring to me, so it's only fitting that I have another drummer that was on that tour on this list, and that is Josh Manuel of Issues. Like, seriously, are you a computer dude? Because let me tell you, like, the guy can play every style of music and he can play it well. I mean, gospel, metal, hip hop. I'm pretty sure this dude can play like polka or some crazy like obscure music and still manage to make the drums sound amazing. And that's because Josh really, really just loves to play. And I really love that he is just super soulful behind the kit, and just, I don't know, you can tell that he really enjoys it, and that's really inspiring to me, because it's like, I know that, you know, that kind of happiness is, you know, capable of happening behind a drum set. Something really cool about Josh is that he actually gave me a lesson years and years and years ago, like right when he got into Issues. And I remember being inspired by him then, and then when I was on tour with him, I was even more inspired by him, because not only did I get to see him shred the kit every night, but I got to know the guy behind the drums. This stuff is more than just playing to me. It's kind of like, you know, making those connections and making those relationships. And, you know, Josh is one of those guys that I really clicked with, and, you know, I thought was one of the nicest dudes in the world. And he just continues to be inspiring with all the stuff that he's trying to do with like his Twitch streams, and just how he's pushing like the way metal drummers should be thinking, you know, like, you know, he's doing stuff in Issues that like I would have never thought of, and just makes it look so effortless and just is super clean. So if you guys haven't checked out Issues, go check out Downfall. I really love his drumming in that song. And also Hero. That beginning of that song is, well, that whole entire song is really a drum song, but specifically the fill in the beginning, it's just, he always says, yeah, it's not really that hard, and then he just goes and shreds it, and then you try to look at it, you're like, yeah, it's a little bit difficult. But Josh is that kind of guy where he'll teach you how to do it and he'll make it easy. And, you know, you definitely got to check out that song Hero. Josh is just the man. So next up on the list is Ray Luzier of Korn. Now, when I first heard Korn was getting a new drummer, I was kind of like, man, like, how are they going to do this with this guy? Like, how are they going to be able to get, you know, a new drummer to replace the original? Like, I don't know how that's going to work. And I remember hearing Ray for the first time, and I was like, okay, this guy's a badass. And then when I started researching on him, and I found out he was playing for like David Lee Roth and all these crazy bands that I had, you know, grew up on, I was like, wow, this guy has been around for a while, and how am I just now discovering him? You know, and ever since then, you know, Ray's the guy that I always go to when I want to find something to like inspire me to be different. He's doing crazy stuff on his left side, he's doing crazy stuff on his right side, and he's just constantly, you know, finding a way to fill an empty space, and not like in the sense of overplaying either. He's playing it where like it makes sense and just adds like another texture to the song, adds another texture to his drumming, and that's what I think of when I think of Ray, is just like all the different textures that he brings to a band. Ray is actually one of the most humble people I've ever met as far as like being at that level of drumming. You know, every time at NAMM I would run into him and I'd be like, dude, we gotta take a picture. And he's like, absolutely. We'd take a picture, and then like we'd always talk some type of symbols, and then we, you know, part ways. And every single year, that's what we would do. Like we'd always take a picture. I have tons of pictures with Ray, and it's like that became like a thing I'd always do at NAMM. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, this is so cool that this guy is like one of the biggest drummers in metal, and he's so humble, and he's so like just genuine and amazing. So if you guys haven't checked out any of Korn's new albums, go check it out. And for me specifically, go check out Victimized by Korn. That to me is like my favorite Ray Luzier, you know, drumming ever. You know, he's doing some crazy side snare stuff, and it's sick. So definitely check out Victimized by Korn and check out Ray Luzier. So last on the list is Jay Weinberg of Slipknot. Now this guy is one of those drummers that I have just been blown away with ever since I started, you know, really watching him and seeing what he's done in Slipknot over the last like 6 or 7 years. You know, Slipknot's my favorite band, so when I found out that they were getting a new drummer, I was like, okay. Just like Korn, I was really skeptical, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, how are you gonna replace the original? You know, like, how are you gonna do that? Jay comes in, and at the time we didn't even know it was Jay, and he goes in there and he just crushes it. And then when I saw the drummer was playing SJC and he was in Slipknot, I was like, okay, who is this? And then when it came out that was Jay, I'm like, it makes sense, because the way that he plays fits hand in hand with Slipknot. You know, he's really in your face, he's really powerful, and he's just going to go crazy behind that drum set. And it really works with Slipknot. You know, Slipknot's that kind of crazy band. And I really love that he's able to find his spot in such a crazy, thick, you know, sonically driven band. You know, when I hear Jay, I'm like, this guy is not only stepping forward in a path of legendary status, but he's also doing it his way. And he's not trying to be like, you know, the polarizing drummer that came before him. He's not trying to be like anything other than himself. And I really love that about Jay. And I love that he's one of those guys that takes opportunities as they come to him, you know. That's the way to go about it. Like, never give up on an opportunity, never not take one, and just go for it. Even if you're not 100% confident that you're going to do it, you know, like, just go for it and see what happens. If you fail, you fail. If you don't, you don't. And that's the mentality that, you know, I gained from Jay, you know, and hearing about his story and where he was going from there. And just what he does is just phenomenal. So that was my top 5 most inspirational drummers. And seriously, I am so fortunate to know a lot of these guys, and I can't wait to see them all again here soon. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys do, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, comment, share, all that stuff, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Later.